Welcome back to exercise 10 A and B. We are today going to demonstrate slow flight as well as stalling in the clean configuration and the landing configuration. So first, I hope you've looked through the previous exercises. Remember, when we've climbed to our altitude, we are going to do our 3-dot checks, confirm fuel, radios, engine, compass to DI, and our altitude as well as our safety is all sufficient. From here, a new one that I want to bring to your attention is called Hazel checks. So Hazel checks, the H or TEL stands for height, so we're just confirming we are at about 2,000 feet above the ground. So basically, to recover, so basically if we've done our maneuver or what we planned, and at least we've got 2,000 feet still left, so we have actual good safety measures. From here we're going to A in Hazel, or Alpha for airframe. So we just gonna make sure our aircraft is being correctly configured for the type of maneuver that we want. So in this case, when we get to the clean configuration install, let's make sure we do not have actual flight flaps extended. From here we'll go to S, Sierra for security. So we just confirmed we are locked, our seats is locked, we are as well locked in with our harnesses, and any loose items hasn't come undone. From here we'll move on to Echo for engines. So we'll confirm oil and temperatures is actually within the green, and from here we'll go to Lima, and that is our location. So where I'm at now is the general training location, so I know I can actually then execute some of the maneuvers in this designated area. And then we've got a second L on Hazel. This is then just a lookout. So what we do with the lookout, we actually then confirm that from our entire point of view that it's all clear from aircraft, as well as that we're not over a build-up area, so should something go wrong we actually end up on somebody's roof for that matter. Perfect. Once that is done, then you can proceed with your maneuver. So first one that we are going to do is just to demonstrate slow flight. So the idea of demonstrating slow flight for us is just for you to notice the faster air moves over our control surfaces, the more responsive our control surfaces are. But with a reduction in speed, then our control surfaces or input that we need to give is the input's going to be more, because we actually have a lot more sloppy controls, if you want to put it that way. So this is what I want you to go and experience in your home simulator. So you are going to try and maintain your designated altitude, and then I don't want you to turn right or left when you start hearing the stall warning as it just went off. Now keep and try your wings level with just using your rudder pedals, and then fly it on the stall warning as such, and then you can just make a few corrections. We can actually see if you're moving the control. Now you're not going to get a lot of movement out of it, whereas you're flying with at 100 knots. Fantastic. So also from here, just notice the high nose attitude that we are actually having from this particular slow flight. And that's it. So go and practice flying at altitude and then maintaining also your height at the same time. Perfect. So now let's get into the clean configuration stall. So clean configuration stall, that just mainly means that the aircraft is not set up in a landing configuration. So if you got landing gear goes retracted, and flaps is retracted as well, or in the up position. So I'm just getting back here to 7,000 feet, getting the aircraft back trimmed out from our slow flight. So the idea is not to lose more than 200 feet when you're actually stalling the aircraft. So what we're going to do, we do run through our ASL checks, make sure everything is all clear. Then we're just going to reduce the power. Now at this point, you do not want to climb or descend the aircraft. You want to keep the designated altitude. From here, keep your control column centered and just use your rudder pedals to keep your wings level. So as you can see, we are out a little bit to the right, or rolling to the right, so I'm just applying a bit of left rudder, keeps wings level at 7,000 feet, and I'm adding back pressure, and I'm waiting for the stall. There's a stall warning. I'll let go of the pressure, adding full power, and now I'm just waiting for my speed to increase and my altimeter to show positive rate of climb again, and I confirm this is my vertical speed indicator. Now what you should have noticed was when I was applying power, I was doing this simultaneously while actually leveling off. I don't look here at the power on the bottom. I don't apply full power straight out of the way like that. That is not good for a reciprocating engine. Sorry about that tongue twister. So otherwise, remember, we've got the fuel flow and air ratio. So whatever you do, you need to go 1, 2, 3 if the control column, the throttle is out all the way, and that just ensures that your aircraft is still actually will not cut out during you adding power. So now let's do it one more time. So we're reducing the power, staying at 7,000 feet, just raising the nose to maintain, keeping the control column neutral, and then using our rudder pedals to keep wings level. So we're waiting for that stall warning, then we'll just reduce the power, add power. There's a stall warning, so release the pressure and full throttle from here. Now we just wait for our speed, get more than 75 knots and up knots. We show positive rate, and then we can climb back to our assigned altitude. Let's do that one more time. Okay, so 7,000 feet. We are now gonna do it in the landing configuration, so with flaps or landing gear. I just want to move a little bit closer on this one so you can see the flap. So there's the flap lever on our bottom right. So first things first, always make sure you are within the wide arc. Currently we are not within the flap operating range, so we are going to reduce the power. Okay, there we are on the wide arc. Now we are applying 10 degrees of flaps, maintaining 7,000 feet. Now we're applying 20 degrees full flaps, and look at that speed actually reducing drastically now. So now we just wait for the stall warning. Stall warning, full power, and take the flaps up gradually to 10 degrees. Now we hold it in that position. As you can see, she's struggling a bit from now. So there's 75 degrees odd knots. Now we're climbing back, and once we've obtained positive attitude as well as showing vertical speed indicator positive with 75 knots, we can then retract the flaps back to the up position, or retracted, and climb back to 7,000 feet. So we'll climb back to 7,000 feet. We'll get ourselves in a straight and level attitude, and then we'll do what's called the after takeoff checks, just to confirm everything is serviceable in our aircraft. So after takeoff checks is our brakes. We'll tap on the brakes, make sure the brakes is still working. If we've got undercarriage, we will make sure undercarriage is still up and in a lock position. Throttle, are we set for the correct RPM? Like in this case, you might have gotten out of the stall or the cruise, so now you can see it's not set at 2300 RPM. So then you just gently apply power to get to your 2300 RPM. Trim it out. From here we'll go to pitch, mixture and throttle. Make sure that's set as appropriate. Then we are gonna go to fuel. Make sure fuel is on both, as well as flaps is retracted. And from here, scanning our instruments, confirming all is working. And last, electrics, making sure all circuit breakers is not popped and in. So then that's just our after takeoff checks, but more about that when we get into the takeoff lesson. So just one thing I want to add more to the stalling is, if you're stalling the aircraft, let me demonstrate for you. You can just release a bit of back pressure, because as you're stalling the aircraft, or to get the aircraft in stall, you need to apply back pressure. You can just release the back pressure to have the aircraft go into a straight and level flight. But never, if you hear the stall warning, actually push it all the way forward, where you start actually putting your aircraft in a dive, because then you're going to lose way too much of your altitude. Because remember, we're not technically going to stall the aircraft at 9,000 feet when we are flying on a navigation flight. Where it comes in is when you actually flying in the circuit or gonna land the aircraft. So you are now very close to the ground. So the idea of this exercise is to actually notice a stall and then prevent it, rather than from recovering from a stall. So always try not to get to this stall and get yourself out of the stall if that is actually happening to you. Perfect. So for the next exercise, it will be spinning. We're going to demonstrate how to get you out of the spinning scenario if you ever find you in there, but more on spinning tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.